My first year on self improvement was an absolute banger. I remember the times when the progress that I made was literally so fast that even a couple of months would make not even a significant change, a life. Like, I would change it all. Like, I remember when I got on self improvement, it was January 2023. And the difference between, for example, like my first month on self improvement, and for example, I don't know, a couple of months later in April, let's just say, of 2023, like those two kind of months, in just like in the time of 4 months, I have changed so much that like it would be hard for me to just, if I would look at the mental picture of myself, and if I would look, for example, at the routine and like even like the physical appearance, I wouldn't recognize really the person who was like in January, in January, because like when you get into self improvement at first, you make such exponential progress. You don't even believe that. It's like you go to the gym for 3 months, you read one book, I don't know, you listen to a couple of self improvement videos per day, and in the time of like 3 months, if you just take some action, you become like a completely different person. But the thing is, I have been on self improvement for 1.5 years right now, and I wouldn't say the situation is a little bit different right now, but this is something that I want to warn you, especially if you are just like especially if you are a new guy in self improvement. Because look, man, here's the thing. Imagine your whole life as imagine all of the domains in your life with their new gains. So, like if you, I don't know, like if you go to the gym, which probably you, like if you just train like in the gym, probably know the term called new gains. And in the first months, when you get in self improvement and you start to improve every single area of your life, you make those new gains. And we know the things, like those new gains, they are rapid and they're visible. So it's like you make such progress in the span of let's just say like half a year, that you wouldn't even believe. Like if you would consciously think about it, you wouldn't even believe the progress that you have made in those, like, let me tell you something. If I would compare the person I was, for example, let's just say before I got on self improvements, I don't know, December 2022, and half a year later, let's just say like May 2023, it's like those two versions of me were completely different. It's like it's not even this. It wasn't even like the two different persons. Like maybe physically, I wouldn't say kind of the same. I changed a lot in the span of this half a year. But if we would look at the mental picture of mine and compare it, it would be it would be so uncomprehendable. It's like it would be, yeah, man. This is this is the beauty of those first months of self improvement. You make such exponential progress that it's hard to believe what you have done. But right now, let me talk, like if you are a guy who is kind of new in self improvement, because like honestly, I record this video for the guys, maybe for you, who are like who are already kind of like premature in self improvement, that we have been like on self improvement for quite a while right now. I have been for 1.5 years, and it's not a long span of time, but it's like it's looking at the general dynamic of the self improvement space. I have already like, man, I'm already have like gained some experience in this space. But okay, so let me use an analogy right here. Imagine your whole life as the gym. In the first months, you make exponential progress. So when you just start training, you just make some insane amount of progress. But then, year by year, month by month, it slowly slows down. It's like it just goes the progress just doesn't, it doesn't like appear that fast. It doesn't come that readily as in those first months. And with the same thing happens when you get in self-improvement, not even the get of self-improvement, but like just with your whole life. Because when you are kind of already somewhat matured on self-improvement, you have improved the basic areas of your life, so your mental health is probably better than like than it was before you got on self-improvement. You have already made some progress in the gym. You probably have like already somewhat of a business. You have already improved your diet, your sleep, your health is better, etc., etc. It's like you have improved your baseline, and the way you no not the way the dynamic that happens after you improve your baseline is much more hard than it was before, because like the baseline of yours right now is that you have already got like a pretty solid physique, you have already got pretty good health, you have already probably accumulated some wealth, probably if you have been focusing on your business. You have probably like done a bunch, like you have probably got the attraction from girls, etc., etc., etc. It's like you have already improved to a level where it's like life has got much better. But building the building the other parts of your life from that point is going to be much harder, just simply because like it's like a life is like, imagine it's like a imagine life is like a video game. When you level up in video games, those, let's just say the video game has 100 levels, and the first kind of like, I don't know, 30, 40 levels are pretty like, they're, man, you can grind them up in a day. But then as it gets to like level 60, level 70, level 80, it's going to be much harder to level up, just simply because you need to get more experience, like XP. And the same thing happens in life. It's like when you have built the baseline, like the basic stuff, you will need to put much more effort into just like making more progress. But what I've just said is like for the last how many, like for the last 9 minutes that I have been recording, it's a pretty depressing picture to say the least. But what I found is that actually like self improvement is not that, it's not that white and black as it may seem. So it's not like that polarized. Like the first months you make a lot of progress, then the progress slows down. It's like no, there is more to it. And let me explain something right here. Your life has a bunch of domains in it. It has a bunch of areas: physique, like health, I don't know, like sleep, dating, fucking wealth. It's like, and I can go, I don't know, social life. It's like you can probably to count, I don't know, at least like 15 different areas in your life. And when you get on self improvement, you improve them all. It's like you make progress and exponential progress in all of the areas. And here's where we need to accept something. It's like you cannot make that much progress in all of the areas in your life. And this is the keyword, in all. So at the same time, in all of the areas in your life after you have been on self improvement for quite a while. It's like you can't do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some guy who has been on self improvement for, I don't know, 10 years and he's still making some amazing progress. From what I found, it's just like it just slows down. It's like we have to accept that. But each one of those areas is an individual area. And if we focus on it, here's where we can make a lot of progress. So, for example, imagine that, I don't know, just put the amount of time that you have been on self improvement. Probably, okay, let me get something right here. Your self, your your business part of self-improvement isn't probably that developed. Let's just say it's like, if you're watching like self-improvement YouTube videos which are 15 minutes, like roughly 15 minutes long, you're probably not that developed in business, because like the real guys in business, they watch courses. And if you would focus like precisely, and if you would like single-mindedly focus on the business part of your life for like at least, like, let's just say half a year, imagine how much progress you would make in that area of your life. But what this progress requires for you to do is that you will need to, like, you will need to set your life in a way that is going to maximize your progress in business. So your life must be set, like, let's just say 80 or 70% of your actions must be done according to your business. This is how you actually like develop in business. But maybe you are like, if I would like, maybe there's a guy, I don't know, maybe it's you, who's like, let's just say he's a 14-year-old guy who has been on okay, not 14, let's just say 15, like, who has been on self-improvement for a year, and he doesn't, for example, his business side of things isn't really that like valuable right now, because like, he doesn't need to pay the rent, he doesn't need to like buy the groceries, he doesn't need to like pay the mortgage, like he doesn't really have that many expenses. And what I would recommend to him, and this, like, I don't know, his it's very hard to recommend something to develop on self improvement, because I don't know. It's like, I'm currently in the state where I just really want to. It's summer right now. I'm recording this video in the middle of June, and it is the perfect time for me to go and like literally. This is the time I want to literally bulk up, probably like 8, maybe 9 kilos, like let till the end of this year, maybe even 10. And summer is the perfect time to do that, first of all, because like, I don't like, in the next couple of weeks I'll go on summer holidays, so I'll have a lot of like a bunch of time, so I can eat more, I can view more sunlight, hence why I'll get the vitamin D, hence why I'll grow more. It's like, you get the point. This is the perfect time for me to like change my physical appearance, to like bulk up some weight, to sort of battle, like, I don't know, have you seen this, like, my iPad battery is low, okay. You get the points. And for you, perhaps it may be the same. It's like, you're probably a 15-year-old guy who doesn't really have that many expenses, who doesn't really like, who isn't really into dating right now. And so the thing that you probably can do is that you can bulk up a lot of weight. If you weren't a fatty before, you can, I don't know, grow more. You can just change your physical appearance entirely. And as guys on self improvement, we know, and we fully understand the value of our looks and our physical appearance, and that's pretty obvious. So, if I would summarize the whole rant that I went on this video, basically, we need to accept that, like, the first year on self improvement is going to be the golden one. It's like, you improve all areas in your life very quickly, readily, without that much effort. That's just a fact. Because, like, this is just how life goes. After that, you must focus on one or maybe two areas of your life individually. And if you do that and you accompany probably, like, let's just say at least 60% of your life to that goal, then you'll make some amazing progress. This is how you do it. And let me plug in something right here. If you really want to maximize the man, if you really want to become the superior version of yourself, if you want to shortcut a lot of the trials and tribulations that you will need to go through when you are in self-improvement, I offer coaching. My email is linked down below in the description. And with that being said, Hope this will help you, and see you in the next one.